Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday night because I'm here and you're there. So we do it all again. Where did that week go? I do not know. Where did it go? It went so quickly, didn't it? Did you do anything good? Fascinating. It's really nice to know. Oh, Renee's in. Good evening. And whoever else is in tonight. Whoever's hiding in the shadows. Not 8 people. 8 people, 1 like. There we go. So, welcome. Welcome, one and all. Welcome. I don't know what you want to talk about. You tell me. What do you want to talk about? Anyone? No? Okay. Oh, you're very quiet tonight. Even Renee's quiet. Wow. Everyone's quiet. Payne's in. He says hello from the shadows. Ah, he's lurking. He's hiding there. He's hiding. This is it. We thought it was only Hank Marvin in the shadows, but no, Robert Payne's in the shadows too. Playing his red strat. Look, I've got nothing to work with. Remember, we come on and we blather. We blather until you get bored, or I get bored. And then we blather some more. It was a bit chilly out there tonight. It was a bit cold. Where is June gone? Where has flaming June gone? For it does not feel like flaming June at the moment. It feels rather sharp. It's rather sharp out there. Oh, wait a minute. There is a hot beverage approaching. Hot beverage approaching. Thank you for that. Thank you. Sana asks, good evening. What's new in your news? I have no news. Nothing to report here. There's no news. Payne says, I sold the red strat. And I've had food, so I'm not Hank Marvin. That's rhyming slang. That's rhyming slang for Hank Marvin, I believe. But no, there's no news. I haven't got any news. No news. Not news I can share. It's the final week of the exams for my daughter, so I'm going to be quiet again. She's just got this. She's got a double exam on Friday, and then the easiest exam of all on Tuesday. So, yay! Then it's over. It's all over. So that's it. And no, it's not. It's not really much else to report, really. No, it's not much to report. Nothing. Very quiet. Oh, 10 people in. Oh, this is it. It's all kicking off now. It's all kicking off now. I haven't got it in here. Bear with me, because I'll go and get it. Bear with me. Maybe I'll clip this bit out and use it. Bear with me. Hello, I'm back again. I got this today. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we will open it and see, because if this is what I think it is, it's a thing. Oh, God. It's a live unboxing, why not? Oh, it's one of those gummy ones that you can't. I'm so determined to open this so I can reuse it. I don't want to tear it. I don't want to tear it. I think I've torn it. Ugh. So, is it what I think it is? Yes, it is. Right. Here we go. Has it got, what's that? What have we got here? Oh, it's a dispatch note. Don't read that. Alright. Here we go. I don't normally get into bed with anyone. No siree. But I foolishly did I foolishly? No. I thought, why not? If you're a PR company and you've been foolish enough to approach me in this stage of my YouTube life cycle, then I shall take you to the cleaners. Not really, but they had a CD. They had a CD that I thought might be of interest. Yes, it's on the Decca label. It is a compilation. It's called Psych, British Prog Rock, Folk and Blues, 1966 to 1973. It is a compilation. It is of the Decca records. No, you can't. It's not doing the auto focus. So if I hold it close to my face. So anyway, yeah. So they sent me this for free. I haven't wangled a free CD in fucking years. Do you know why? I don't bother. I get a lot of stuff. I get a lot of like press stuff, but I thought that this could be a thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to review it, and then I'm going to give it away. Yeah, it's a competition, but it's not. It's going to be. I'm actually going to give it away for free. It won't be for free because I'll pay the postage. So if it's going out in Mongolia, or as we know it, Norfolk, then I'll be paying the postage. So yeah, so I've got this in. There's some people in here like the Flies. Who could forget the Flies? And Keith Shields. Yeah. Time Box. Oh, those guys, they're fantastic. And oh God, who's that lot? Of course, here's one for you that'll bring back memories. Crocheted Donut Ring. Oh, I fucking love them. That song that they had. Oh, just brilliant, wasn't it? And then there's the Plague. Who doesn't love the Plague? And then we've got Turquoise. It's not a colour. That is a band, I believe. And of course, normally we'd ask to sprinkle some effing fairy dust on it, but we've got Tinkerbell's fairy dust. Who could forget those guys? No one can. You've not forgotten them, have you? No, they're legendary. I'm just trying to read this. Bill Fay with that hit Garden song. I can just remember that the summer that was a big hit, wasn't it? In the summer, that one. And then of course Black Cat Bones, Sun Forest. Yeah. Who can forget Little Denny Gerard? Legendary. And then following up the rear, we've got Mellow Candle, and again another bona fide epic from Principal Edwards Magic Theatre. There you go. It's going to be great. And so, but you could. I haven't done this. This isn't the competition. So I haven't, because I'm going to put an email address that you can email, and then what I'll do is I'll just delete all the emails and give it to like one of you guys in the chat here. Pretend that it's a competition, but I'll just choose somebody in the UK. Save on the postage. But yeah, what do you reckon? It's almost like I tried. Can you believe that? It's almost like I tried. What the hell, Darren? What the hell? Jesus, don't make a habit of it. I won't make a habit of it. But yeah, all your favourites are on that, which I know you're all trembling with anticipation. I know it. But you have to wait a bit. You have to wait till I reviewed it, and then I'll do the competition video, and I'll put a little email address, and you can all send your emails, and I'll pick one from random. Who's this? A Mr. D. Lock? Wow. What's the chances of that, eh? It's going to be great. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. But yeah, so that's something to look forward to. Simon says, where are you all going for your summer holidays? Well, he's obviously not talking to me because, I'm staying at home. I remember, Michael Mosley would still be here if he'd have stayed at home. But he didn't. He went out in the sun. You shouldn't do that. Renee's going to Morocco. Stay out of the sun, Renee. Stay out of the sun. Alex says, really crap weather here. Yeah, it's been shitty here. We got rained on twice. Yesterday we got absolutely soaked because we rather foolishly went out without our coats, and then the rain came in, and there were hailstones. Not that big, but there were hailstones. We had to hide under a tree. It was fun, so much fun. What's it like in my neck of the woods? Like I said, it was cold. So just going outside, cold. It was cold. Where's June? Where's flaming June gone? Read that Britain was not going to have a summer, a lot of rain. Then read that there's a heat wave on the way. Yeah, it's I don't know, 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Probably British weather is it'll get really cold and then it'll get really hot again and then it'll get cold again and then you'll feel all discombobulated because that seems to be how the weather's going. Remember last month, May, we had the hottest May on record, apparently. Where did the Met Office take their readings? I guess it was the Met Office. Did they put the thermometer inside their oven in the kitchen? Because it wasn't bloody warm. It was a bit chilly. But apparently, global warming. I'm not feeling the benefit. They say, yeah, because the cold weather, global warming. Yeah, bollocks. Made me swear. They made me swear. They did. They made me swear. I don't like it. Who's enjoying the election? Who's enjoying it? Anyone? I'll tell you, not enjoying it as much as Ed Davey. I wish I was having as much fun as he was. See, this is where I wish I was doing coffee time. Reese says, I'm waiting for the legendary creme brulee reunion. Yes, it's a shit business. Fasano says, creme brulee reunion? Would love them to hear them do Voodoo Lady. Indeed. Alex says, love some League of Gentlemen. Or tomorrow, it's the finale of Inside Number 9, which is kind of like the League of Gentlemen. I'm hoping, my predictions aren't that good, but the finale is that Pemberton and Shearsmith are in the writing room and they argue about the finale of Inside Number 9. And it gets a bit heated, they talk about various plots they could have, done, and this. And they get a bit snippy with each other, and by a hilarious series of events, they end up killing each other. The end. Finn. ... question mark. That's how they should end it. But they haven't got me writing for it, so it doesn't matter. My opinion means nothing these days. Nothing. Payne says, I think for the 1 May they counted as sunshine we had in the night. Yeah. Again, it's been quite wet as well. It's been very damp. very wet and damp and that. But you know the worst thing is my local pub's shut. Not that I go around there, but next week when Verity's exams were finished, I was going to take her to the pub and have disappointment ice cream, which is her favourite treat at the pub, but we can't because they closed it, and it's Father's Day on Sunday. It's like they don't want my money. It's like they don't want my money. What's wrong with them? So if any of you are coming over to the UK and were planning to meet me, the pub's shut, so we can't meet. Just saying. Come back on I think it's the 27th or. So this shows you how much attention I pay. It's either the 27th or the 29th. They're reopening at 5 PM. It said on the sign. 5 PM. That's a very specific time for a pub to open. 5 PM. Why 5 PM? You're missing out on the lunchtime crowd. If it had been, 11 AM or 12 PM or whatever it is they open these days, it could have got in for lunch. But no, 5 PM. Refurbishment. Not impressed. Reese says Inside Number 9 is great, and last season is amazing stuff. I mean, it's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Some's all right. Some's not all right. It's all right. What I enjoy is going on X after it's broadcast to see everybody just loving it, going, but this is the best episode ever. Every week this is the best episode ever, and you go, it can't be true. It can't always be the best episode ever. But no, it's something to watch. It's one of the few things on the BBC that I watch. So there you go. You're very quiet tonight. What's going on? Is everyone on holiday? 12 people in, is that it? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, man. 12 people. God, I think the message is coming in loud and clear. What do you reckon? What's the definition of somebody who won't give up, even though it's finished, it's all over? I'll be just on my own soon. Just be me talking to myself. Well, it's no difference really, is it? Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. But I'll tell you, the Doctor Who reviews are doing well, which is good. Since I've done those bloody kids, I'll tell you, my Doctor Who reviews are doing much better. I think it was the kids who are holding me back. Kids are definitely holding me back there. So there you go. Payne says, I'll save a few quid on Father's Day this year for previously mentioned reasons. Oh dear, that's a jolly thought. Anyway, my dad left when I was 7, so. But then then there's all the money he saved on me, so it kind of cancels each other out, isn't it? Because he never paid a fucking penny. I'm glad he died a horrible, slow, painful death. Oh dear. Oh, I'm so wicked. Cancer of the mouth, throat, tongue. It's all the lies. All the lies. Oh, it was delicious. Died on 1st of April. Loved it. It's like, thank you, God, thank you. So every April the 1st, it's Daddy's Dead Day. Not April the 1st, April Fool's Day anymore. No, Daddy's Dead Day. It's like, thank you. It couldn't have got any better. Thank you for that one. And it always makes me smile. Oh, that was a good one. Oh dear. I'm going to hell anyway, so it doesn't matter. For all the bad things I've done, all the terrible, terrible things I've done, I'm going to hell and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. God damn it. God damn it, I'll see you lot all there. Because you're coming with me. I'm dragging you down with me, Just, you're guilty by association. You know that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, when the big man up there takes account, he's going to go, Darren Locke, you're fucked. Down you go. Like that. And I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for you. I'm going to have a little pitchfork. It's going to be great. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be like this, but a bit warmer, and a bit more buggery. But you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it with the pitchfork. Not me, with the pitchfork. Because I'll be a little devil, you see. Because I'm a big devil already, so yeah. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Excuse me. Oh, I should have muted the camera. I muted the... Anyway, what else have we got here? Reese says, we'll have to entertain ourselves indeed. Who doesn't enjoy playing with themselves? Again, you know, when you're only child, that's all you got on it. Simon says Rick Wakeman hit the big 75 today. Was that 75 stone? 75 stone? Yeah, okay, blimey. Payne says, I don't know the postcode for the afterlife. I think it's ooh. It's just all O's. Just all O's. Renee says, Irish whiskey here. Normally I have Scotch single malt. Blimey. With that it's with the expensive tea, I believe. Or were you a whiskey drinker, Darren? I can drink whiskey, but as you know, I'm a type 2 diabetic, so I refrain from anything that might bring my life any joy whatsoever. I live a long, drawn-out, painful, miserable existence. But then you knew that already, because you come here every Tuesday and you get just to watch me suffer. I don't know, whiskey. You know, when I was a younger man, when I was at university, I went to, I've told this story before. I went to Ealing College of Higher Education, which then was the Polytechnic of West London, which then became the Thames Valley University, which means I attended a College of Higher Education, a Polytechnic and a university. I don't think anyone's ever done that before, apart from the people that were with me, but that's pretty good going. That's pretty good going, isn't it? That is a Trivial Pursuit question. You know, if ever you're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and that comes up, you know the answer's me. You don't have to phone a friend unless you want to phone me, and I'll say hi, and then I'll tell you the wrong answer, just to fuck with your minds. But whiskey, when I was at Ealing College of Higher Education, Thames Valley Polytechnic, or whatever it was called, I don't remember. We used to, because they didn't like us. Because there wasn't enough space, because they couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery, we had our lectures in the local cinema. I shit you not, in the fucking cinema. And so I'd leave the house at 7 AM, get on a train. It was an hour and a half across town, all the way to Ealing, and we'd have to wait outside the cinema for them to let us in. A fucking cinema. It was the main cinema at Ealing, and we'd be left outside. So I used to have a hip flask, and I'd have a little snifter, little snifter to keep me warm, because it was cold. It was cold. Always cold in West London, and so yeah, that's when I used to drink whiskey. Not so much now though I do have. When I left one of my jobs, I used to work in the heady world of teletext. They gave me a bottle of Macallan whiskey, which I've still got to this day in the box. Yeah, I've still got it, and I'm never going to drink it. It's an investment. Something's always told me never to drink it, and it's in the cupboard in its little box. It might be worth about, I don't know, 800 quid if I'm lucky. I don't know. But I like rum. I'm quite a cracking rum. I like that stuff. I'm like that. And vodka. I'm like a vodka. But not gin. No, not so much gin. whiskey, you know, occasionally. We got it. We got it in the cupboard under the sink. We keep our spirits near the bleach and the drain cleaner. You know, no accidents. No, not yet. Not even close. Not even close to pouring the Kraken down the sink. Oh no, not here, because we don't have any space. We have to put our spirits under the sink. That's not good. It's not a good way to live, is it? It's not a good way to live. Alex says, "Love Psychoville." That's one I've got to check up, and check out. I remember watching 2 of them. I'm going to look when it was broadcast, because I've got a funny feeling I might have lost my mind during when we did that. Yeah, Psychoville was 2009 to 2011. I was kind of busy with the shop at that point in my life, and I remember watching a couple of them, and then, and of course, 2009, Herb was born. So I think I was kind of, I think I was a little bit preoccupied. Yeah, probably a little bit preoccupied. Ping. Was it 2 seasons, series, 14 episodes? Yeah, I should watch that. Very really enjoy watching that as well. Yeah. I know I watched a couple of them and then it all kind of slid away from me. Simon says Wakeman gave up on diets. He's on. No, that's wrong. He's on the seafood diet now. He sees food and he eats it. I'm here all week. No, I'm not. I'm here until whenever. Until you get sick of me. Oh yeah. Payne says, did your lectures stop halfway for a choc ice intermission? No, I always used to make that joke, but it was really handy because if I needed a piss, I used to sit at the back and I'd nip out, and the toilets were just right at the back, and you could hear the lecture, so I didn't miss anything. But it was really odd because we had lectures in the cinema, and they kept it dark, so it was really hard to see what you was writing, and there were no tables. And it was fucking awful. And that lasted for 2 years. It was only the 3rd year that they allowed us onto campus for the rest of our lectures. It weren't all the lectures. Not all the lectures were in the cinema. It was just the morning ones were in the cinema. In the afternoon, they let us onto campus. So I'm being a little bit disingenuous there. For some reason, mornings were kind of busy and we couldn't go. I don't know, but yeah, that was fun. But it was really hard to do anything and take notes because you had to kind of balance everything on your knees. And it was like, but I got quite good at it, and that was that. Why not? And then I had a nervous breakdown, but I didn't realise it at the time. It's only like years. It was only when I had my second nervous breakdown, when I got made redundant in 2001. It was 2002 because I got made redundant Christmas 2001. The week before Christmas, off you go. I've just spent all my money on Christmas presents. You can't do this. And then I had a nervous breakdown then. And then I bought Alex to get me out of it, and I've had a dog ever since. I kind of, it all got to me. It all kind of got to me, and I just had enough. And well, these things happen. Yeah, no regrets. No regrets. But yeah, I wonder if it's still a cinema. Let's go on Google Maps. It's that time of the night for the Google Maps adventure. We did it last week, didn't we? Where we looked we looked at where I fell over twice. This week we're going to see if my old lecture theatre is still there. Let's have a look. Let's head to West London. Let's go to, where is it? We're going past. Where is it? There's Ealing. There it is. There it is. There's Ealing. There's Ealing Broadway. You come out the station, you go down the Broadway, and right. I think I know where this is now. I know where this is. So let's get my little man. I wonder if the 7-Eleven's still there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh God, it's all changed. What the? What? Oh no, it's still there. Oh, thank God for that. Oh, blimey. Fancy. I mean, you can't see this. Why don't you show the people the cinema? Come on, Darren. Let the dog see the rabbit. Here you go. Here is the said cinema. Yeah, see? And, yeah, it's still there. I wonder if you can go back in time. Oh. Huh? They knocked it down? Rebuilt it? Ah, that's exactly what it used to look like. This is exactly what it looked like. It was the Empire. They're showing Kung Fu Panda, which is very good. And I used to stand roughly here, drinking from my hip flask. You know, I had long hair. It was pony down the back, leather jacket, hip flask. I was fucking cool, man. I was fucking cool. Yeah, there you go. That's where that Norwegian bird came onto me. God damn it! Could have been all so different if only I'd realised it at the time. She was a fellow student, and she's become very clingy to me. But I was too stupid to realise, you know. But I could be living in Norway right now. But too dumb. Didn't realise it. But yeah, so did they knock it down and rebuild it? Because look at that. It looks like they knocked it down, and then they rebuilt it. Look. Is that the same, or is it different? Oh, that's weird, isn't it? They kind of rebuilt it. But there, it's not there. It's gone. Wow. So I'm fascinated. Whoops. And look, there's a Premier Inn there now. But here, where is it? Just opposite is, oh, ignore the bus. Oh, there's buses everywhere. You can't see. There's the town hall there. Here we go. See that? That's Ealing Town Hall. And I had my exams. I had some of my exams in there. Yeah, the missus had her exams in there too. Because she went there. She followed me. No, she didn't follow me. Not deliberately. She didn't kind of just follow me on the train. It was the plan. Plan was I do the degree first, then I give her all my notes, and then she has an easy time and gets a much better degree than I do, which is exactly what happened. That's all part of the plan. All part of the plan, see? Alex says, I watched Psychoville a few years later on DVD. First series was awesome with Dawn French in it, and the Halloween special was great. Second series was good as well, but the first was the best. Yeah, like I said, I only watched about a couple of episodes, but there were things happening. You know, it's that thing with life. You know, life. Oh, don't talk to me about life. It just kind of gets in the way, doesn't it? And unless you're with it and on it, and I'm never with it or on it. I'm usually off of it and out of it. So, you know, someone says I could have been living in Brazil. I didn't realise it to anyone, but no regrets. It's all a laugh. It's amazing how dumb you are, isn't it, when you're young? You just wander through life, and then years later you go, wait a minute, what? Oh, fuck. Yeah, so this Norwegian, she's, again, blonde. That's all I can say. She was blonde. I suppose you'd say she was good looking, but I don't really go for blondes or Scandinavian. I'm more brunette. That's my kind of thing. And guys used to hit on her all the time. And so what she used to do is, whenever we was walking to and from the cinema, she'd hold my arm and pretend I was her boyfriend, because guys would hit on her in the street, and she'd say, "Oh, he's my boyfriend," and I'd go, "Yeah," and then she'd say, "Oh, you want to come round? You want to, weekend? You want to come?" And I'm just your weekday boyfriend, It's like, she offered me round quite a few times, and I was like, nah, I was too polite. I was too much of a gentleman. It's like, nah, I shouldn't really. And yeah, that was that. That was the good old days. And then I'd walk to the police station because she'd have to sign in for immigration purposes, I believe it was, which was a thing. God blimey, those were the days. But I don't know what happened. I think it kind of just drifted away. I don't know if she did a different course. Again, it's all a bit. It's all a bit. You know how things are a bit fuzzy. I can't remember what happened. I think after the first year, she might have actually did a different. There were different paths. I think there was like the librarian path, and I went on the publishing path. She might have gone on different. I think that might have been it. But the first year, we were all together. The librarians and the publishers were all kind of lumped in together. Yeah, that sounds about right. It was a long time ago. But there you go. God, there you go. Little peep behind the curtain there. Little peep. Did you enjoy your little peep? Anyone else? Anyone else of any unrequited love you want to talk about? No? Okay. Any heartbreak that anyone wants to share? Anyone? No? Okay. And relax. Any more for any more? Anyone? Any more? No? Okay. It's all gone quiet. Come on, guys. We can do word association if you want. If you just throw a word at me, I'll talk about a word. Don't leave me hanging, because I will turn it off. Or I'll talk about guitars. I will talk about guitars. I tell you, I'm going to talk about guitars. Do you know what? Do you know what I had to watch today? I watched a guitar auction. Yeah, there was a big guitar auction today. What's the name? I always get the name of them. Gardner Hallgate. That's who that is. Gardner Hallgate. They got, I think it's 4 days of auctions on, and today it was the Bernie Marsden special. Bernie Marsden, I think he played with Whitesnake, I believe, and you had some of his collection, and then the Ian Benson, he had some of his guitars. Ian Benson, I think I pronounced his name right, played the guitar solo at the end of Wuthering Heights, and his guitar that he played on that song was up for auction, and it did rather well. Did about 15, I think about 15 grand. I was thinking of having a punt, but I decided not to. But yeah, it was good because you can actually watch it online. You know, the bids and everything, and there's a little box, and the man's going, "Do I £200? 200? Do I have 220?" I've never watched like a live guitar auction before. I watch live auctions because I've watched the various musicians auctions that Christie's and people have done. You know, so like the Freddie Mercury one. So that was really interesting. I did bid. I had a bid. There was a guitar case. There was a PRS guitar case, but it went a bit high. I let it go. 85 quid. I let it no. I'm not going any more than 80. That was my limit. I wasn't going to go crazy. But one guitar I did have up, which I would like to have had a bid on, Deirdre Cartwright. Remember Deirdre Cartwright from Rock School? She had her, oh God, was it? It was a Strat. I don't know if it was a 54 or 64 Strat. And it was up. And I thought, oh, if I had the money. And it only went for like £4,000. That isn't, it's not bad, but, a bit of Rock School memorabilia, So yeah, then they started selling records and I stopped. I zoned out. A lot of Beatles records. Bargain Hunt. Yeah, it was exactly like Bargain Hunt, but with guitars. But you can log on, you can register, and you can actually bid from home. It's really easy. The missus says don't fall asleep with the iPad on your lap, just in case you mush it with your face and end up bidding on that John Entwistle guitar that's coming up. I didn't bid on that one either, though there was a Noel Redding bass, like a signature bass Fender, that went for 1,100, I think it was. I nearly had a bid on that. Nearly, but then I didn't. Someone says, Rock School, wow, that's a blast from the past indeed. The Rock School book is how I learned to play guitar badly. Without the Rock School book, I wouldn't have the thriving music career that I've got to this very day. I guess it's too late to take that book back for a refund. But yeah, no, it was funny. She only sold one guitar. It obviously probably needs the money. That's what happens with people with musical instruments, is when they need the money, they flog them. Someone says, I thought they were all very good musicians. They're very good musicians. Thought it was very good. But I was saying to the missus, at the time, if you looked at Rock School, it was the 1980s, and you had a perfect example of an inclusive casting. Right? If you think about it, totally inclusive. Didn't even think about it because it was so good. I loved that show. There was 2 series of it, and I loved that. I watched it religiously. I've got both the books on the shelf. Showed you them books before, and that was what the 80s was about. Now they've all gone bonkers. Inclusivity's gone bonkers, isn't it? But no, it was a good show. I really liked it, and Genesis got mentioned quite a bit on it as well. And I think Tony Banks and Bill Bruford gets featured. So you can find it on YouTube. Go watch it. It's really good fun. Really good fun to watch. But I don't know what day it is, but they've got Rickenbacker, the British Racing Green Rickenbacker, the one that I've got, that was bequeathed to me. They've got one of those up, and I'd be interested to see how that fares, if that's interesting. Though they didn't mention that it's only one of 25. I did actually on their Facebook page said, that Rickenbacker, the British Racing Green one, you should have said it's one of 25, because I've got one of the other 24. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how well that does, because the auctioneers who valued the Alan Harwood collection, they were sniffing around it. They wanted to sell it for me, and I said, I'm not selling it. The executor got in touch a few months later, like 6 months later, and said, that Rickenbacker, do you want to sell it? I'm like, not particularly. because the auction house wants to sell it on your behalf. I go, nope, it's not happening. But it'd be interesting to see what goes on there, you know. Payne says Rock School was was great TV. It was the good old days of television, where television actually did three things: it entertained, it educated, and it informed. It was just a really good program to get kids into music, and adults as well, not just kids. But I think it was done as part of the excuse me, part of the BBC education strand. So you know, it would have been aimed at them. Rene says, "Did you have guitar lessons, Darren?" No. Doesn't it show? Doesn't it show that not a single lesson has been learnt? You know, I'm not going to brag that I'm self-taught. I'm just going to say it as a matter of fact. I'm self-taught. You know, doesn't it show? Doesn't any of it? Doesn't my scrappiness show? Alex says the first book I had was my dad's copy of Burt Whedon's Playing a Day. It's a lie. I learned nothing from it. That's all right if you want to play tunes. It's all right if you want to play songs. I've never really been interested in that, and I don't know why. I think I was more interested in like the mechanics of it all and like music, and what does that do? And what's that? You know, I never really. I mean, I've done bad cover versions. I call them bad cover versions. It's just the name of the CD or album. It was called Bad Cover Version, taken from the Pulp song. You know, I've done cover versions like that, but when I've never really wanted to like be a busker or you know go out of my way to learn other people's songs by rote. I like the idea of you know doing a cover version and making it. You know, the idea of a cover version is should make it your own. You should, you know, like Soft Cell's Tainted Love. You know, if you listen to that in the original, they're worlds away from each other. You know, that's what a good cover version should be. It should be distinct and separate from the original. Whereas a lot of people think cover versions should be exactly the same. No, that is replicating something. You know, that is doing a tribute. There's difference. A cover version is different from a tribute. But yeah, I was never really. Maybe it's because I was never disciplined enough. I don't know, or technical enough. I always was more interested in trying to record things, just making a noise and getting it on tape, and just you know trying to put ideas together. You know, my own ideas together. So yeah, it's been one big long experiment. But yeah, like I said, I've got 3 guitar. Well, I've got 3 guitar books. One is Rock School Volume 1, which it's got things in it. You know, it's got some stuff in it to learn about guitar and keyboard and drums, which is it's quite interesting to teach you the rudiments of rhythm and stuff. So it's quite a good book to have if you're on your own. Rock School Volume 2, it's not really it's more of a companion to the show. The first one wasn't really a companion to the show, it was more of a thing in itself. It was more like a tuition book, whereas the second one was more of a catalogue, if that makes any sense. And then I've got Ralph Denier's Guitar Handbook, which is another great book because it tells you how to fix guitars, you know, how to tune your guitar, you know, soldering iron, you know, how to everything, every aspect of the guitar. And it also teaches you playing chords and triads and the mechanics of that. And that's a really good book, which I recommend. Any other guitar book is purely, you know, like a coffee table book, you know. Yeah, I've got a couple of those, and that's why I'm in the terrible state that I'm in. So there you go. Oh, we got a little bit of we almost got a little bit of chat going there, didn't we? Well done, Alex. Thank you for that. Anyone else? No. Okay. Anyone? Anyone? God, it's very quiet again. It was very quiet out there. Is everyone enjoying Doctor Who? It's good, isn't it? I do like this new inclusive series. It's very good. Has anyone watched The Acolyte? I've not watched it yet. I don't know. I don't know if I could be bothered, you know. Renee says, do you know a band called Moderat, Mode Selector, or Apparat? Is that one band or is it 3 different bands? Because no, I haven't heard of them. Nope, sorry. Very quiet. It's very quiet again. It's got very quiet. Should we talk quietly? I think we'll talk quietly. Payne says, those sound German to me. It probably is. I think Rene's just keeping us in suspense. He's not really following it up, is he? He's not really. What? Why? Shall I? What? Why, Rene? Why? Payne says it's so quiet. Shh. Indeed. Rene says, formed together, they're called Moderat, a German band, and they are great. Really? Nah. Okay. Let's go onto YouTube Music and have a laugh. Moderat. Is there a particular album of theirs that you think is fantastic? Anyone? Alex says, did you have a video? I had one with a bloke that looked like Dave Mustaine. It was 30 minutes and showed you about 5 open chords, 3 power chords that were about it. Them Star Licks vids were crap. No. I remember seeing like cassettes, like videos in the guitar shop, but I didn't have a VCR, so no. I know didn't Brian May do one? I'd have bought the Brian May one if I'd have seen it, but you know, no, not for me. Come on, Rene, what's the album I'm supposed to be listening to? Payne says, we sorted out the last big German band in 1945. Oh yeah. It was an encore. It was the second time. Look, come on. Renee, Shane's in. Did I watch Last of Us? 8 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I did. It was alright. I never played the game, so it made it better for me. Did you watch Fallout on Amazon? 10 out of 10 from me. Very good. Simon says, I take you're not a fan of krautrock. I like Neu. Everybody knows I like Neu. Come on. It depends what it is, doesn't it? It depends what it is. What album am I supposed to be listening to, Renee? God, Jesus, give me something to work with here. Jesus. Right, okay. If he's not going to answer me, I'm going to try and find out about this band and do it the hard way. Moderat band. Oh, apparently they're a super group. This is a new one for me. German electronic music supergroup, originating in Berlin. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Their most recent being called More Data. Got ya. More Data. I'm going in, folks. I'm going in. Whoops. Neu 3? Yeah, why not? Let's listen. Oh, that's bollocks. What a load of cobblers. Oh, fuck. Not supposed to play it. Ah! Ah! Oh. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. No. No, not listening to any more of that. Two things. One, it's German, and two, it's German. No, not for me. It's very kind of what's the word? Kind of been done before. It's the problem with electronic music is it's all rather fucking boring. It's true. I'm sorry. What year is it? 2024, and everyone's making bleepy bloopy noises. It's like, yeah, we've done all that. We did all that in the 70s, and I don't really care for it much. I don't really care for it much. Electronic music is the lowest form of music, especially when it's done by the Germans. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But no, I really like Neu. Neu is good. The second Neu Zwei, very good, very good. I like that album a lot. That first side of that is just very, very good, very, very good, very, very good. Excuse me. Oh, see, it made me feel all sleepy. But no, not for me, I'm afraid. Not for me. Never forgiven the Germans for bombing my great aunt. So never let them forget. That's what I say. Never let them forget. And it good that Europe's lurching to the right. And it good we're lurching to the left. Do you think once the EU has lurched to the right, do you think that all the pro-EU people in the UK will want to rejoin the EU if it's all right-wing? I wonder. Oh man. For Fasano says it starts sounding better after the second whiskey. Well, again, I think it helps if you're a little bit. I mean, it's all right, but again, I like my electronic music to be a little bit more textured, a little bit more. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. Is we did all the analog stuff in the 70s, and then in the 80s we went all digital, right? And then so we had like the DX7, and everything was kind of bells and crystalline and very, very kind of sharp. And then in the 90s, everything kind of became really detailed, and you could do anything. It was like, oh, we can do acoustic instruments now. We can do, wind instruments, and we have wind controllers. And then 2000 came around, and all the kind of development into synthesizers has just stopped. I mean, Osmos is probably the only one. There was that thing that, was it Roland or Korg were working on? Might be Korg, actually. The Korg have got this really weird experimental unit that they showed off at a show the other month, which could be interesting. But it all goes bleep. One of the biggest cons, right, in the music scene is modular. Oh, don't get me started on modular, right? Bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, bloop, bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, bloop. You see middle-aged men, right, going through a midlife crisis, buying banks upon banks of modular bloody components, right? In the old days, they would have bought a sports car and, I don't know, picked up a leggy blonde or something, but they can't afford a sports car. Instead, they're going to put all the money into modular. It's not going to get you the leggy blonde, mate. All it's going to do, right, is help you pull old men like yourself. Oh, that looks good. Oh yeah. What filter are you using there? And yeah, I find those people that fall into the modular hole stupid. You're stupid, facile, stupid morons. It's all willy waving. You could do all that. You can do all that with plugins. Did you know? You know, plugins go bleep as well. And they're just as good, and they don't need all that electricity. I think in order to save the planet, we should ban modular synthesizers, because that's where all the power has been used. All the power in the world. Forget the Chinese and their burgeoning manufacturing industry. Don't forget them. It's your middle-aged men getting into modular music that's causing global warming. Well, think about it. Right? All that electronics, that's got to harm the environment, isn't it? All that mining for all the things that make the chips and stuff, that's got to be harmful. Yeah. And then it's all the electricity just to go bleep and bloop. It's not right. Just not right. So if you're having a midlife crisis and you're thinking of buying modular, no, just say no. Don't do it. Don't do it. And it's Moog, not Moog. Always Moog. Do you know why? Because cows don't go mo, do they? They go moo. It's really easy to remember. Moog, 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 Moog. There you go. So that's it. That's put you right. That is. Alex says, take it you don't like Kraftwerk. I've always struggled with them. I like bits of it. I like bits of them. They're all right. I went through my Kraftwerk phase, when I was younger, in my 20s, when they used to have the 5 CDs for £20 at HMV. Oh, Kraftwerk, I'll do them this week. So I went there. It's all right. But again, I find it... You see, this is the difference between Kraftwerk and Jean-Michel Jarre. Jean-Michel Jarre, bless his little French, garlic-infused cotton socks, always managed to, even though he's doing synthesized music, there's an analoginess. There's a human aspect to it. I don't know, he gets actual expression out of the things, you know. And, you know, again, you listen to Oxygen, right? That's all modular, you know, that's all done modular, but there's a real heart to it. And you don't get that with a lot of other electronica. It's all pretty hard-edged and, you know, it's a robot. We're trying to make it sound like robots made it. And I don't really... Well, yeah, okay, you can do that. What's the point of having the human if you're making it sound like a robot made it? Whereas at least Jar always kept that human feeling. You know, there's that performance part to it that I think I've always enjoyed. And so of all the electronic artists, Jean-Michel Jarre is my, you know... And there'll be a lot of people go, oh yeah, well, yeah, he's pop, isn't he? He's pop. Yeah, he's popular. Do you know why? Do you know why he's popular? Because what he does is good, you know, and it hits people in the culture nodules, you know. Whereas whatever I just listened to there, Modurat, nobody cared. No one was listening to that. It was Jean-Michel Jarre with his laser harp. See, Kraftwerk never had a laser harp. They had a drum kit, you know, made of, you know, tin foil and two chopsticks that they nicked from the local Chinese restaurant. I mean, laser harp wins every time. Come on, let's give it a round of applause for laser harp. Yeah, and he always wears those asbestos gloves, you know. Imagine like he's in a hurry and he forgets to put me bleeding hand, sacre bleu. Yeah, funny, wouldn't it? Would be good. Fasano says, I listened to Eno and Laraji Ambient 3 today. That's an interesting choice. Yes, very good. Owen says, what do you think of how woke and lefty Doctor has become? Well, Doctor Who's always been lefty and has always been progressive. But then there's this idea of woke. You know, woke is not progressive. Woke is being a sanctimonious and preachy. You know, because I don't know about you, but I don't know if you've noticed, but in the UK we've basically got rid of racism and sexism and ableism. We've cured all that, so we don't need to be woke because we are the most tolerant and understanding society in Europe, and that is a statistical fact, my friend. So again, there is a whole industry that's sprung up around the whole idea of wokeness. Again, as somebody who lived through the 80s, we were woke then. You know, we had Rock School. We were just talking about Rock School. Go watch Rock School with Deirdre and the other fella and the other one. I can only remember Deirdre's name. The guy from the Brummy guy on bass, and Jeff. I remember Jeff's name. What's the Brummy's name? And multicultural, and a woman playing rock guitar. What more could you want? What more could you want? Wokeness defined, I tell you. But again, the thing with Doctor Who, right, is Russell T Davies has got his agenda, right? And go and watch Queer as Folk. If you watch that, you'll probably go to yourself, how the hell did this get made? Because it's a story of a predatory homosexual man in Manchester, and the target of his affections is a 15-year-old schoolboy. Yeah. That's all you got to know. It's, you know, it's very dubious. I had a big issues with the morality of it back in the day, but that's fine. It's a queer drama. You're allowed to say that now. You're allowed to say queer. Very, very queer. So I only ever say queer, you know, when I'm doing my Oscar Wilde, you know, or my Noel Coward. Very, very queer. Very, very queer fellow. So that was all right. And then I don't know if you saw It's a Sin, it was kind of good. But the biggest mistake was he cast Ollie Alexander in it as the most unsympathetic character he could find. And you're just going, come on, AIDS, you can do it, you can kill him. You know, and there were some really nice stories, the supplementary characters, which I think they would have made more interesting lead characters, but they made the lead characters so utterly unsympathetic that was hard work. And Russell T Davies cannot write women. He wrote a female character who's basically there to be she had no private life, no personal life. There was no family life for her. There was no boyfriend. There was nothing. She was just there to do the female stuff, be sympathetic. And so it was interesting in one respect, again, because, living through the whole AIDS thing and what it was like. And then watching this drama, which only really kind of touched the surface. I don't think it was... I think he'd have been better off maybe telling 4 or 5 different stories, doing it like 5 different vignettes. Because AIDS didn't just touch gay people, it touched straight people too. There was the whole infected blood crisis that we had, which is still ongoing and still rumbling on. And, AIDS hung heavy over everyone. The gay community took the brunt of it because, as detailed in the show, a lot of gay men indulged in activity that was, extremely reckless, and they didn't seem to care. According to Davis's drama, you've got to watch it, So I think again in those dramas he does very well, but then he's kind of brought all that baggage with him into Doctor Who, and I've said it in my reviews. I'm old school, I didn't like it when the Doctor in the Doctor Who movie had a romantic interest. I thought, oh no, he's going to kiss her. Oh no, he's kissed her. Oh. And then when they brought it back, I liked the Eccleston portrayal because he was more paternal. Like, William Hartnell was like grandfather. He was more paternal to Rose, and I thought that was a good way to do it. And she saw him as a father figure with Father's Day and losing her father and everything. And then when Tennant took over, it was like, oh fuck, she's gonna make doe eyes at him, and then there's the big romance, and then yada yada yada, and it's kind of carried on ever since. And they humanised him. They humanised him too much. The great thing about the original Doctor, he was alien. For all we know, he could have had 2 dicks, Put it crudely. And that's the good thing. He was different to us, and the companions were meant to represent us. And again, especially with the last episode, which you saw, where he falls in love like that, and then when the guy gets sent to another dimension, he's like, right, next. He's so shallow and facile. You just think, I fucking hate you. Fucking hell. At least go into TARDIS and have a big cry like you've been doing for most of the episode. And this is not a reflection of Ncuti Gatwa. I think he's a good actor, and I think he could do a really good performance of the Doctor, but it's like, ooh, I don't know. So I think again, Davies thinks he can bring his agenda to it, and that's fine. That's fine. But the problem with all of these things, and this is what I said in my Stare into the Cultural Abyss video, is when you bring all your agendas and all your ideologies along to anything that's established, as that, it's got to be established. You're basically breaking it, because the people that came before, their agenda was to create a good story. That was it. And what we're getting now is we're not getting good stories. We're getting message with a story built around it. And you can see it. It's not even clever writing. In the old days, in ye oldie days, we had shows like Star Trek and Blake Seven and Space 1999 and Doctor Who and the Tomorrow People and Sapphire and Steel, and some of those had messages in them. Whether it be anti-racism or whatever, or God, whatever. They covered a fucking load of ground, but it was done as part of the story. It was, the story was at the heart of it, and it wasn't. There was no finger waggling. Now again, with the Dot and Bubble one, Davies did an interview. He said, "Well, if you didn't see the racism until the big reveal, then that's because you're a racist," he said. And you go, Oh, do fuck off. Do fuck off. Well, because, you know, all the protagonists in it were white. And you go, do fuck off. Fuck off. Because you're taken to this world where it could just be all white people. You know, it could be a genetic thing. They could be all Norwegians, going back to Norway. You know what I'm saying? But we have this overrepresentation. Statistically, there are only 4% black representation in the UK. 8% South Pacific Asian, I think they call it now. Asian. We call it British Asian, as they say. It's South Asian. I got that wrong. I don't know. Anyway, 8%. So really, we should, you know, there should be more Asians than black people being represented if we're doing purely statistically. Again, if you mention these things, they say you're racist. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in terms of representation, statistically, minorities are overrepresented. I don't have a problem with that. I don't bother. I'm just telling you the facts. I don't care. It doesn't bother me because, you know, I grew up with Space 1999, which is multi-ethnic. So, you know, they had everyone in it. Star Trek, same. You know, so not a big deal for me. But what I don't like is this throwing out of the story in favour of the message. Now, I think the exception is that 73 Yard story, which was all about the story. Yeah, okay, the guy was going to blow everyone up, but there was no overt message in it. It was all story. And that one worked for me. It worked for me the best. And the rest of them, there's always been, you know, there's always a big slab of message for you to digest. And the thing is, if you bring in all this minority stuff, the majority goes, I don't think this is for me. I think this is for someone else. And you turn them away. And David says it. He says, that audience can fuck off. And you just go, that's not what you should be doing. If you're doing something creative, your notion of inclusivity is actually the opposite. You're actually being exclusive because you want an incredibly narrow audience, and they're creating media for an audience that doesn't exist or is very, very narrow, and that can't sustain itself. Now, again, I always say that Doctor Who is my team. They're like a football team. They're my team, and he's a bad manager. He's deliberately running the team into the ground. That's how I see it, you know. And he'll say, and what you're going to hear with the figures as this goes on, and the figures, you know, bump around the 2-3 million mark, is he's going to say, well, you know, television has changed, and this has been very successful. This is top 3 in the ratings every week, and Disney's very happy, and this is a big success. And you go, no, you're bumping along the bottom. You're bumping along the bottom. Just bumping along the bottom. Because that's the wretched state of television that we've got now. Is everyone's tired of it, there's nothing new. And what you'll find with these people, again, to repeat myself, is these people with these messages can't create anything of their own. If you give them a blank canvas and say, go do your thing, do your message, but bring your character, do your thing with your characters, with your message, and they'd go, they haven't got the ability. And this is why movies are in a tailspin, TV's in a tailspin, you know, because we've got to this, the edge of the cultural abyss, thanks to post-culturalism. It all feeds in. We're in a climate where everyone's scared to say anything because of cancelled. You've got to be very careful what you do because people get upset. You know, everyone is now an activist. This is something that's become a thing. Everyone's an activist now. You all want to be on the right side of history because this is down to post-culturalism, because no one's got a unifying culture anymore. Activism is the culture That's what's taken over. And it can be political, it can be along sexual gender lines now, religion. It's along those lines, which is really scary. And I think that it's all ultimately destructive, and that's a real shame. Again, Disney. How long can Disney maintain all this? You know, it turns out that they haven't had a profitable movie in the Marvel films since Avengers Endgame. All the films that have come out since then have not brought in a profit. They've been very cagey with their profit lines, and you go, why is that then? And it's almost like that they don't get it. They don't get it. People are simple. They don't want big messages. They want a hero who saves the day and gets the girl, or saves the day and gets the guy. You know, you can tell those stories. You can tell those stories, but they're not brave enough to do that. They have to kind of shoehorn it into existing IPs. And that's where you indulge in all this cognitive dissonance. You have to kind of break your brain in order to accept it, instead of them bringing these elements in on their own terms, under their own power. It's almost like they're frightened of rejection. They're frightened, They're frightened because they know that they haven't got any good ideas, because the audience likes a certain thing, and they're saying, you can't have that certain thing, you can have this thing, and you better bloody well like it. You better bloody well like it. And that's why we're in the state we're in. And, I think it's going to be interesting, because there's only so many times you can call someone a bigot or a homophobe or a sexist or a racist or whatever before it all just falls in. Again, everyone being an activist, it's quite interesting what's going on at the moment, because there's something going on in the Middle East. I can't remember this. Some guys aren't getting on in the Middle East, disagreement about something or other, But anyway, Barclays Bank is being targeted, being smashed up, because that will show them, because somehow they're involved, because look, every bank's involved, and there's a great hypocrisy with all this activism. They want Barclays to pull out of various festivals, bands, music festivals, and bands are saying, "Oh, Barclays." And what I don't understand is Barclays don't do this to make any money when they sponsorship. There's another one. Oh God, I've forgotten the name. Festival. Baillie Gifford, which is an investment company. The Hay Festival and a number of other literary festivals have suspended their interactions with Baillie Gifford. Now again, Baillie Gifford, Barclays, they don't give two fucks if they don't give these festivals any money, because it's more money to them. And it's hilarious because these activists are going to destroy the thing that everybody loves. They're going to destroy these festivals, because you're going to get to a point where no one is going to want to sponsor the festival, just in case the political wind changes. And it can change quickly, This is the thing, it can change really quickly. And so next time the Hay Festival is going around with its cap in hand, or Latitude, or insert music festival here, everyone's going to go, no, not interested. And you're going to see a lot of big sponsors pulling out, or just not wanting to get involved, because everyone's an activist. And the arts are going to die. And we're looking into the cultural abyss. This is something I meant to mention in my thing the other day, but I got distracted by my book instead. And I find it utterly terrifying, because all of this is utterly destructive. Now, Russell T Davies, looping back, could go. I mean, he did it with Torchwood. Torchwood, he did it. It was more adult orientated. You had the gay romance in storylines with Captain Jack, etc., and nobody minded, because that was a new thing. He created a new thing, and that framework worked. But when you come into an existing thing and you try and fill it full of, ideology, which just doesn't, in a way that just breaks the character. I mean, we've got a doctor. Every episode, except Space Babies, he hasn't solved the problem. It's been somebody else, right? Space Babies, he ejected the monster. But then, no, he changed his mind, didn't he? He didn't eject the monster. He saved the monster. So he didn't kill the monster. He saved the monster. So he didn't really do anything. And the second one, the Beatles saved the world. Third one, well, it was the AI that did it. He didn't really do anything. He just stood still. And the fourth one, it was his companion's thing. And then the fifth one, he didn't do anything because he didn't save anyone. And the sixth one, he didn't do anything. And so, well done. And they've broken the character. So, like I said, he's only one episode he's actually did anything. Oh dear. I've gone on far too much. Rene says, I like Jean-Michel Jarre. Good. For Simon says, Jean-Michel Jarre has quite a few concert videos in exotic locales. Have you seen them? I've seen most of them because I am a bigger Jean-Michel Jarre fan than you. The one he did recently at Starmus in Bratislava, Brian May came on. You can see it on YouTube. It's really good. It's quite a good gig, that was. There were only three of them. His band, there's only like three in the band, and then Brian May comes staggering on. You could tell he was nervous and did a really interesting rendition of Dvorak's Ninth World Symphony, and it was very, very interesting. Owen says, Jean-Michel Jarre album Aero is the best use of stereo sound I've heard. It was the one that turned me off of surround sound back in the day, he said. I do believe I've got it somewhere. Where is it? Oh God. J, it's there. Oh no. Can I get it without knocking everything off the shelf? Here we go. And this was a surround sound mix as well, and it had everything going beep boop beep boop beep beep beep, and I went, oh God, is that surround sound? Is that what surround sound is? And it really turned me off of surround sound. And then Genesis turned me back on again. So when I did the 2007 mixes, boo 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 boo. Owen says, come on AIDS, indeed. I did a whole thing. When COVID was on, I used to make my daughter laugh. Because everyone's like, oh, going to die of COVID. I said, imagine going to the doctors, right? And you think you got COVID. And the doctor says, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Locke, you've got AIDS. And I go, AIDS? It's only AIDS. And then I do a little musical number. It's only AIDS. It's only AIDS. I thought I was gonna croak it. I thought I had that COVID, but it's only AIDS. And they would just start rolling with laughter. This is during lockdown, right? When we were all going to die of COVID, and I was doing my "It's only AIDS. It's only AIDS," and I'd be singing to them, and a whole musical number. I'd dance around the kitchen singing "It's only AIDS." Now you've got to remember, when I was a kid, AIDS was terrifying. I can't imagine how many sex lives it's ruined. The fear of AIDS. Says, I heard about, I won't watch Doctor anymore out of principle. I'll watch it because my team through thick and thin, I will watch Doctor Who. It'll be hard pressed to make me turn off. It's a bit like a road accident. It's But then you've got to hear my thoughts about how gay sexuality is presented in mainstream media, and how it's completely unreal. And that's why, again, it's about cognitive dissonance. People can't deal with cognitive dissonance, so when they watch like I say, historical drama, and set in the Roman time, and Julius Caesar comes out and he's got dreadlocks, and you go, wait a minute, Julius Caesar's not got dreadlocks, huh? You know, and then he says Brutus, and Brutus wanders on, and he's Chinese, you know, and you go, what? That's that cognitive dissonance, you know. You have to kind of break your brain to accept everything. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been, all black versions of Shakespeare, since the fucking 80s and whatnot. I don't have an issue with that either. But you kind of got to get everything on the same page. You kind of got everything, everything's got to be on the same page, especially with historical things. And you go, no, don't work. Racist. Yeah, probably. And sexist. A terrible sexist. What's wrong with being sexy? Alex says, what about Vangelis? Spider's a great album. El Greco's very good. He did a lot of good film themes as well. He's alright, but he's not Jean-Michel Jarre, is he? He's Vangelis. I'm Vangelis. I play the drums now. Boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. I play the guitar. I play the bass. Boom, 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 boom. I play the gong. Boom. I am Vangelis. Small bits. Rene says, thanks for the chat. Have a good night. See you on the next one. Not if I see you first. Sino says, Alex Johnson, Greco's great, but Spyro is one of his better ones. Owen says, it's only AIDS. Indeed. There was a lot of overblown fear-mongering during the pandemic. Yeah, there was. I always said to the missus, but I only got to worry when people start dropping dead in the street. When all you hear is the sound of ambulances. That's when you got to worry. There was none of that. So I wasn't worried. But then, later on, the following year, 2021, when I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which I was actually suffering with at the time, and I didn't realise it, because it started in 2019, I think. I couldn't get any doctor's appointments and everything. Anyway, beside the point. The jab kind of made me feel really crook, and I had to go up to doctors about it. And that's how they discovered it wasn't AIDS, it was diabetes. God damn it, if it had been AIDS, oh man, if only it had been AIDS, I was really disappointed. I wanted it to be AIDS. It's not fair. Instead, it was rotten old diabetes. And because I'm immunosuppressed, I have to be a bit careful. So, but now this is really funny, right? No one in the Locke household has ever had COVID. Not once. Oh no, I think we had it in 2019. Yeah. And I think we got immunity. I remember in 2019 the missus had a bad cold that stuck around a long time. Herb had a cough for a month. He had a stinker. I had a bit of a stinker, and then I had long COVID. All the symptoms of long COVID, because I had terrible pains in my legs. I had trouble getting out. I literally had no energy. I couldn't get out of bed. I had terrible eye infections. My eyes were just, it was awful. And this was before COVID. This was in 2019. And, I was thinking, oh God, what's wrong? And then eventually, through sheer fucking bloody stubbornness, I got over it. And then we went through the whole COVID thing, and I got chosen to be a guinea pig. Yeah, they put me in a big wheel and I had to run around really fast. And then I drank out of a bottle like this. And it was really fun. But no, they sent me one of the first tests, and I had to do the test. Stick it up. Now, do I stick it up my nose first and then put it in my mouth? Or do I put it in my mouth first and then stick it up my nose? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, we did that, and I scored negative. And then when the kids went to school, we were testing all the time, and I was testing as well, just for the fun of it. Hey guys, can I do it? I feel like I'm being left out. And the kids never ever got COVID, not once, and neither did I. and neither did the missus. We've never had it. And I've been jabbed and prodded. I have to be, because I'm immunosuppressed now. And I get a special email and text saying, Darren, you're special. Oh, that's nice. I'm special. Go and get a jab. So I go and get a jab. I get the flu one as well. Yes. I have to do it because I don't want to get like pneumonia or anything like that. That's what scares me. Because I had pneumonia when I was, when I was 14. When was it? 13. 84. 13. I had pneumonia then. I know what it's like to drown from the inside. It's not very nice. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. And so I always erred on the side of caution with that. So that's that. But you've got to be careful, and you've got to be careful. And I'm old. So got to be careful. But yeah, everyone lost their minds, and it was great. I miss the lockdown days because we could go out with the dog. Oh, I miss Hannah. And there was no cars, and the air was fresh, and you could hear the birds, and it was the most wonderful spring. 2020 was wonderful. It was beautiful. It really was. Anyway, it says, could change your life. Have an open mind and could do some research you haven't already. Research into what? What, into COVID? I know the rate of it is, was it not even 4% mortality rate, but I'm immunosuppressed, so that's the thing. And COVID itself can do a lot more damage than the vaccine. It can give you myocarditis and blood clots and all that lovely juicy stuff. So watch out. And if you indulge in various naughty activities of the powdery kind and vape and smoke and drink and do all that stuff, you're really going to fucking feel it too. So call it Darwinism in action, my friend. Darwinism in action. A lot of the people taking the old NOS. Oh, I bet they suffer when they get the old vid. So there you go. It's a way of thinning out the population. So I'm all for it. There you go. Serious. None of my family ever had the jabs, and none of them had COVID. God honest truth. Yeah, well, I believe that. But like I said, I had to have the jab because I'm immunosuppressed with my diabetes. You get it? I have to. Because if I do get it, I'm probably going to get it bad now because I'm getting older. And the older you get, the worse it is. You're probably, I don't know, are you young or are you old? Remember, even if you're old, i.e. in your 60s, the statistics are the older you get, the more chance it's going to put you in hospital. And like I said, it's not COVID that necessarily kills you. It's a secondary infection. It's pneumonia that will take you out. And you don't want that to happen. Again, people forget pneumonia is a fucking killer. It's really, really bad. You might go in with COVID, but it'll be pneumonia that actually finishes you off. So do your research. Oh, carnivore diet. Yeah. Again, I can't be bothered. Because I just want to die. To be honest, I just want to die. I just want to eat all the sugary things and die. I don't have a lot of sugar in my diet, and I eat very boringly. So that's it. And I have lots of brown bread and lots of yogurt and protein and things like that. But it's difficult when you're the cook in the family, and I have to cook for the others who don't have diabetes, and I can't be bothered to cook 2 meals. And I'll bump along. It's all right. Some days are better than others. I have terrible neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy is my thing, and but you don't hear that. It's boring. It's boring. But some days are better than others. Winter is terrible for me. It's fucking agony. It's pain. I feel the colds now. I'm not going to cure myself of diabetes. It's done. My diabetes is sufficiently bad enough that it sometimes affects my vision. I can go blind, which is nice. I have bands of light across my eyes, which is not good. That is the neuropathy, well, retinopathy kicking in. And that ain't good. And I haven't told the doctor about that. So, but I have my eyes scanned every year, and it's been okay so far, but I'm not telling them about the flashing lights, all right? Because there's nothing they can do about it. So one day I'm going to be on here with dark glasses like Ray Charles. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. But you know, no, it's too late for me. But I always wondered if there's a link between the vid and the diabetes, because there's been a massive spike in diabetes recently. And again, the people who do take on the COVID, it does affect your organs. And again, like I said, we all had a really, really shitty cough and cold in 2019, and that is when I got really ill. That's when, you know, I had this weird thing going on. Anyway, I've talked enough. I think I've talked far too much. Thank you for watching. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to fuck off. I reckon you should all fuck off too. I'll see. I don't know when I'm going to see you next. There might be that lorry out there with my name on it. You never know. Could turn that corner. It could be like Final Destination. You might never see it coming. What a jolly thought. Just hold that in your mind. Hold that in your mind. Me being squashed under the wheels of a lorry. Everyone can say hooray. Hooray, hooray. It's a public holiday. Darren is dead. What a wonderful thought that is. And we'll see you next time, when I will jabber, jibber, jobber for another hour and a half about nothing in particular. Who's the bigger idiot, eh? Me for wasting my time, or you for fucking watching? Remember, if you can't be good, be safe, but more importantly, don't tell your mother. No, no.